Have you ever needed to stick something extra long in your trunk, but no matter what angle you try to put it in at, it just won't go in? Well, today's your lucky day because I'm going to show you how to install folding rear seats on the E90. To be honest with you, I'm a little bit pissed at BMW for this because the fact that they would make a car where folding rear seats aren't standard equipment, it's despicable. Every box car from the 90s, you know, Dodge Neon, Pontiac Sunfire, Chevy Cavalier, they all came with folding rear seats. And when GM made those cars, they weren't thinking, you know what, we're gonna be super generous to our customers. We're gonna just bless them with this folding seat technology. No, they just did it because it's common sense. Like when you have a car with a trunk and a back seat, the back seat folds down. Like, am I talking crazy right now? Or should this car have come with that from the factory? So apparently in BMW world, if you want your back seats to fold down, that's a luxury that you're gonna have to pay extra for. So this video, I'm gonna show you how to put these seats in. Fortunately, it's not too hard, so let's do it. So I actually got these rear seats as a set with the front seats, but I decided to make this its own standalone video. I know that the folding rear seats is a pretty popular topic that people with these cars are looking up, so that's the reason that I did that. So of course you've got the bottom of the seat, the bench, that's like its own separate part, and then the back is two pieces. It's like a 60-40 split. And then of course we've got the side bolsters. Now if you're gonna order these seats or if you're gonna go look for them in a scrapyard, you need to make sure that you get the hardware as well. Those are the latches that go on the back of the seat that clip in when the seat is folded up. And then of course you've got the quick release levers. Those get installed inside the trunk. That way you can fold down the seats from the trunk. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take the old ones out of the car and I'll show you how to put these new ones in. We'll start by removing the bench. It's just held on with two clips in the front. They're gonna require quite a bit of force, but just pull straight up and it'll come out. So this is a little piece of paper that I found under the seat. Maybe somebody could translate that. So now looking inside the trunk at the top, there's going to be two latches that hold the back of the seat in place. And obviously since this car doesn't have folding rear seats, there's no release lever. So what you need to do is take a flathead screwdriver and you're just going to unlock the mechanism that's holding the back of the seat on. So the next step is kind of the tricky part of this whole process. It's going to be installing the new latch and the cable release. It's not too hard. I would just say replace them one at a time because they are specific to each side and they're not really marked. So you want to make sure that you're putting the right one on the right side. And then the tricky thing with this cable, there's a hole inside the top of the trunk that the cable feeds through. But inside that hole, there's like insulation foam and it has to go through, it kind of curves at a 90-degree angle. So when you first poke it through, the end of this is just gonna wanna stick into the foam rather than curving. So as you're pushing it through the trunk, you kind of have to reach in through the inside of the car, either with your finger or with a screwdriver and kind of guide this into place. When you're actually doing it in real life, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about, but I'll show you how to guide this through. We'll hook up this release lever and we'll be good to go. So at this point you can go ahead and swap out the latches. Now on the new one there's just going to be a white piece of plastic that cable hooks into, and then it kind of works just like the brakes on a bicycle. So you're just going to put that in and you can screw back the two 13mm bolts on the bottom side. And then obviously that latch, the whole process is exactly the same on the other side of the car. So I'm gonna do that off camera and then we can continue with the back of the seat. Before I throw these in the car, can we just take a minute to appreciate this beautiful hinge technology? I mean, you just have to appreciate the ingenuity and the R&D that probably went into this that has never been seen before in any other car. So after much finagling, I finally got the back part of the seat on, and then you're gonna take the two T50 bolts that you took out of the middle of the old seat, and now they're actually gonna go on the sides of the new seat. There's already a place in the car for those to go in. So one little detail that I wanna show you here with the side bolsters is on the top, you see that rectangular hole? There's supposed to be an extra white plastic clip right there that will fasten the top of the bolster in place. Now, if you have a 2007 or newer, apparently it'll have that clip whether you have the folding seats or not. But on the 2006s, they don't have that. So I'm working with my friend who sold me the seats to get a set of those. So you can still put the bolsters in, but without the clips, they're just kind of sitting in there. They're not really fastened into the car. So just a little note on that. So the bottom of the bolster has this piece of plastic on the bottom that will slide into this groove. That way you line it up properly. Seatbelt out of the way here. And then again, once we get that fastener, this will actually pop into the top. So now that the new seats are installed, I'm gonna hit them with a little bit of Adam's leather cleaner. Now I decided to do that after they were in the car because, you know, during the installation they're on the garage floor, which is dirty. You can probably see that I'm sweating right now, rubbing up against them, so I figured I'll do that after the fact. But the sad thing about this project is that for all of the effort and money that you're gonna spend to get these seats, they essentially look exactly the same as the ones that came in the car. There's no visual upgrade or difference at all. You just have the added functionality of the folding knob. But anyway, I'm gonna clean them up a little bit and I'll show you how they work. So the thing that just kills me about this project is the fact that this car was already set up for the folding rear seats. The bolt holes in the bottom where the new seat goes were already there. The holes inside the trunk where the quick release lever for the seat goes, already in there. So it's not like this is like an early production car and they just hadn't figured it out yet, or you know, if they would have said, you know, we want the seats to be as comfortable as possible, we want those really thick side bolsters, and for that reason the seats can't fold down, you know, still kind of a dumb excuse, but I think I would have understood that. But the fact that they deliberately put that folding mechanism behind a paywall, to me, it's just absolutely ridiculous. And if I would have bought this car brand new in 2006 and spent all the money on a brand new 330xi with all the other options, and to not get that folding rear seat, I would have been pissed. But anyway, guys, I ranted a lot in this video, but now you know how to put folding rear seats in your E90. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh, your car didn't come with folding rear seats? Sorry to hear that. What's that? You didn't opt in for the expensive folding rear seat option? What are you, some kind of peasant? Anyway, all jokes aside, I don't have any affiliation with BMW other than the fact that I just happen to own one of their cars at this moment in time. So when they do something stupid, I'm gonna call them out on it. I don't really care. But anyway, if you look around the garage, you might notice it's a little bit different from the last time that you saw it. I've been doing some work out here. We pretty much got all the sanding done on the walls, and we primed them, and I think I'm going to do white for the whole garage. Might be boring, but what I learned from my office is that when you paint the walls a light color, it just makes the whole room look brighter regardless of the lighting that you have. So that's why I'm going to go with white. I was originally going to do black on this back wall, but honestly I think I'm just going to do all white and just keep it clean, keep it simple, and just have a nice clean space to film my videos. So a new addition that we have here is this Greenworks. It's an 1800 PSI power washer. And this is one of those tools that I'm just kicking myself for not buying a long time ago. I mean, honestly, I should have bought one of these when I got my driver's license and got my first car. It is just incredible. I'll do a review on this if you guys want to see that. Let me know in the comments if you're interested in that. But I've actually mostly been using it to power wash my house. My house is like vinyl on the outside, and then I also have some wood stuff that I cleaned up. But I have washed my car with it. It's amazing, and like I said, if you guys want to see more about this, I'll be happy to do a video on it.